There's no greater symbol of the American cowboy than the iconic cowboy hat. A shield from blazing sun and lashing rain, cowboy hats are water-resistant and as tough as the men who wear them. They're also made entirely from hair. So, how do they do it? It's rodeo night in Fort Worth, Texas. And star of the show is former tie-down roping world champion Wade White. He's one of the best in the West, and the fans expect him to be the best dressed, and that includes his hat. Luckily, this is Texas, home to the Resistol Hat Factory, where they've been making cowboy hats almost as long as America's made cowboys. Their best hats are made from a costly cocktail of beaver, rabbit, and wild hair. A single prize beaver pelt could set you back $270. Fur arrives at the factory in bales, where it's layered together by hand, then shredded and thoroughly mixed by machine. The problem is, this new fur fusion is too densely packed, so it's sucked into vast 10-meter-high blowing machines, which partly separate the fibers. This is the traditional way of making cowboy hats, and many of these machines are well over 100 years old. And these relics of the Old West follow another time-honored tradition. They break down as often as a truce in Tombstone. Finding new parts for these ancient machines is a major problem.
We can buy the bearings, that's one good thing, but as far as this picker right here goes, no sir, you can't just go down and buy one. We have to have them special made, or we have to try to fabricate them ourselves.
Building new parts is an ongoing struggle for the guys in the machine shop.
So some of this stuff is made back in 1845. I believe some of it's 1820. So, pretty old stuff.
So if James Jacobs here is to be believed, one of these machines could even have made hats for Wyatt Earp. Thanks to the engineering team, the machine is soon up and running again, and churning out what looks like the lint trap of Gulliver's washing machine. The problem is, it still contains longer fibers, which corrupt top-quality felt. So this priceless antique machine wheedles out the long hairs and rolls out blankets of unadulterated short fur. But hair today, hat tomorrow. This fur needs to be able to withstand heat, cold, and friction. To make it tough enough for the Wild West, it has to become felt. Weighed into hat-sized parcels, the fur's fed into the forming machine, a 5,000-watt vacuum that sucks the fibers onto a spinning metal cone. These giant meter-long hat cones are then received by the former, who learned his craft from the former former. He wraps the cones in wet cloth and plunges them into hot water. The hot water loosens the fibers, then giant rollers squash them together to bind them into dense felt. Then the hats are machine rolled to further tighten the binding fur. As the felt constricts, so the hat becomes denser, smaller, and stronger. But there's still that problem of the look. These hats are more medieval peasant than Butch Cassidy. The solution is a vigorous machine shaping and steaming process, which creates the basic cowboy hat. The trouble is, basic is all they are. Hardly fit for a rodeo star. To rectify that, the hats travel 200 kilometers cross-state to a finishing factory in Garland. This is the largest cowboy hat finishing factory in the world. It receives 2,700 hats every week, each one tagged with instructions for the finished article. The basic hat is far too floppy for a hard-riding cowboy. The key to hardening it is a resin called shellac. Secreted by scale insects, it also gives the shiny covering to pills and mints. hats are then air-dried en masse before being steamed and shaped for specific head sizes. But they're still not cowboy hats until the crown is formed, which helps to insulate the wearer's head and protect against rain. So another shaping machine presses the characteristic dents into the felt before they're passed to the trim department to acquire bands and lining. All that's left is for quality control to OK the finished product before it's boxed up and ready to ride. Which is where Wade comes in. A champion cowboy has to look his best for the rodeo, and he's picked out a fawn number for the occasion.
Does that look like what you'd want?
That's it. Let me look at you straight ahead.
It's a hat fit for a champ. Now all he has to do is go rope cattle in
Like a
it.
quick run.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
The rules are simple. Catch it, wrestle it to the ground, rope it up. Fastest cowboy wins. And there are few faster than Wade White.
The hat stayed on. It's in good shape. Can't beat a good hat. It's even got snot on it.
So there you have it. Cowboy hats. Fashioned from hair, worn by champions, resistant to sun, rain, and cattle.
I was determined to survive.
Trapped by an avalanche.
Thinking I put myself in this situation, we're gonna get out of here.
Abandoned at sea.
You find that inner strength. It comes out in you.
The instinct to survive is human nature.
I was terrified.
The choices are not.
You will do anything. You may even risk death for survival.
Escaped. A new series premieres Friday, 23rd of October on Discovery Channel. In Alaska, the choices are clear. Give up or push on.
I don't know how much longer I can take of this.
Hunt or starve. Survive or die.
I looked up and Dan was out cold.
9 ordinary people begin the ultimate test of survival.
We're also starting to realize what we're in for.
Oh, God. Out of the Wild, the Alaska Experiment. A new season premieres tomorrow night on Discovery Channel. As Asia rises rapidly, so does her problems. But as the challenges increase, so does the opportunities for innovative solutions.
Living eco-friendly doesn't mean that you have to lose comfort.
See how a few Asians are pushing the green envelope, offering radical solutions to a global problem.
You're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Meet Changemakers Asia, Thursday nights on Discovery Channel. Things can go bad fast. They can go from bad to worse, even faster. Destroyed in Seconds, a series full of stuff that didn't end well. See what happens when it all goes wrong. Destroyed in Seconds, tomorrow night on Discovery Channel. Meet Les Stroud.
Cheers.
He's got 7 days to survive in the world's most hostile environments. No food, no water, and no shelter.
It's by far one of the spookiest things I've ever done.
There's no TV crew. He is the crew.
Damn it, I didn't press record.
And if something goes wrong, he's on his own.